it is really data, but we are talking about the big data analytics actually. And as you know that we have completed the mission to reach on the moon, and the rover is sending the some pictures over there. It means that the era is coming as image processing, and while we are collecting the images in the form the data, now we will convert this data in the various forms, and it is important and very important to save the data from the attackers. And it means that the scenario is going to change in 10 to 15 years. It means that we have to ready to face the challenge, and to change ourselves also to face the coming challenges as per the requirement of the world. Areas that are popular for professionals to perform mobile work, such as airports, cafe, hotels. It means the mobile is most important device in digital devices, because people are using more and more mobile, and number of job are completed with the help of the mobile and internet service. 5G to Wi-Fi handover. This is existing now. People are using 5G and 4G. This puts the voice and data information on these mobile devices take greater risk. It means that some images, some videos are tampered by the user and showing the something else. If we think that I am getting some example from the AI enabled audio as well as video, and people are thinking that my beloved is talking with me and saying something, instructing me. Now we have to follow this totally, but it might be possible that the audio or video may be generated by the artificial intelligence. Internet of Things devices, many IoT and automation. Automation is the part of the internet technologies, and many everyday devices such as fitness trackers, smart security systems, and even some in car applications are IoT devices. Simply these devices are used to communication and exchange information over a network without requiring human involvement. It means that if some devices are using without involvement of human, it means that we have to fit a security concern or security provision in the devices. Otherwise information may be breached or may be misused by the cyber criminals. For instance, your fitness tracker collects information about your health and exercise, such as your heart rate, steps taken, calories burned. That is sent to the cloud and processed under certain circumstances, and data might result in an action initiated by the technology. If think a moment, if your data, which is on cloud and tampered by or changed on the data, and sharing the information to the concerned person in a wrong way, it means that the result would be negative. Result would be pathetic. Okay. So we have to utilize the security concern with the IoT devices also. It is not news that our world is increasingly reliant on these devices. In fact, predictions indicate that the market will grow another $1 billion by 2026 in the IoT field. With such a major increase in new technologies, cyber criminals are likely to target IoT devices that experience security issues and technology in their infancy or funding. Deepfakes have been increasingly used against a variety of individuals and industries over the last several years. A deepfake is produced by artificial intelligence that takes an existing video, photo, voice recording, manipulates someone images or voice to falsely their actions of the speech. In fact, deepfakes have been popularly utilized in politics to make candidates appear to say or do something that damage their reputations. As it really relates to the businesses, expert predictions, and deepfakes will be used by cybercriminals to impersonate members of the company to gain access of important information. Highly developed ransomware attacks. Ransomware has plagued businesses for several years now. Successful attacks have caused companies to lose millions of dollars in ransom payments, encouraging hackers to keep using and refining these attacks. This is very important. According to a McAfee prediction report, the process by which attackers are able to purchase ransomware kits on the dark web is becoming easier. Not to mention the ransomware itself is becoming increasingly more sophisticated. The report also predicts that ransomware will consolidate into fewer but more powerful ransomware that will work in the conjunction with one another. Insider threats, the threats posed by the employees affect 34% of the businesses around the world. आप आपका कोई employee है, उसके पास सारी information है, वो आपको जो है misguide करना शुरू कर दे, that type of the Fortunately, there are specialized tools available to combat insider threats. These tools can detect unauthorized logins and installation of new applications, lock down computers with their newly granted authorization access, and many more things. API vulnerabilities and breaches and application program interfaces and intermediately between applications determines how applications can interact with one another. API work behind the scenes in many everyday applications, from streaming services to social media, weather applications, instant messaging, and many more. Security used for APIs is typically less advanced than web applications. Only we have authorization on authentication as in the, as a security with the application. Now malware, adware, spyware, browsing, hijacking, ये सब हम लोग डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. Kind of cyber crime, cyber stalking, yeah, discussed already. Now come to the cyber security techniques: authentication, encryption, and digital signature, antiviruses, firewall, steganography. These are certain security techniques. If we implement these techniques, mean that we will be in the secure mode. It means that these are security techniques, and the government is dedicated to implement in the network systems, in the whatever you are using in the internet era, all type of the security already mentioned in your system. Now I want to, our last concern is psychology and cyber criminal versus victims. कैसे लोग जो हैं victim बनते हैं और किस तरह से जो है साइबर क्रिमिनल्स जो है आसानी के साथ में लोगों को बेवकूफ बना के पैसा ले लेते हैं. देखिएगा, एडी विलियम्स की कोट है, अ गुड क्रिमिनल नीड्स टू नो व्हाट मेक्स पीपल टिक. देयर इज ए ग्रेट डील ऑफ साइकोलॉजी इन्वॉल्व्ड in criminal activities, especially when it comes to stabilizing contact with potential victims. It means that the criminals have a comfort room and they think about the psychology of the user and climate and environment, and then they hit to the victims, and they want they always try to find a good environment for him to attack the victims. Cyber criminals misuse human interaction online. For example, cyber criminals send fake invoices and to retrieve the password, fake text messages. Humans are therefore usually the weak link. This is most important, sentence. Humans are therefore usually the weak link. आपके कंप्यूटर सिस्टम्स, आपके हार्डवेयर, आपके जितने भी नेटवर्क आप यूज कर रहे हैं, एप्स यूज कर रहे हैं, these are coming existence to follow the well established secure standard. It means that the chances is very low to breach the hardware and software which are coming after fulfilling the requirement of the standards. But the problem with user, the problem is victims, human beings. Human beings is a nature which is not always be fixed. It may be sometimes joyful. The mind works external. Sometimes the mind is not paying attention for the particular things. So according to the nature and environment, the things happened, and the attackers will catch the type of the events, the type of the actions which has been done by the user. The humans are therefore usually the weak link in the security concern. Cyber criminals know this like no other, and they use psychological tactics to trick victims We also call this social engineering, where the attackers think about the social engineering, which type of the season is coming, which type of season going on, and how many people are using smart card, how many people are using debit card, how many people are using the cash payment, and many more things. People are using web shopping to purchase something else from the online portal. There are a number of online portal, from there we can buy or sell something else. So it means that they think about the society and then set his her modus operandi to collect the information, to collect the money, and harm to the victims. But why do people click on dangerous links and mass when we know the risk? After knowing the risk, why? And why are we so quick to give our confidential information to cyber criminals? According to behavioral researcher Robert Cialdini, there are 6 universal principles of influence that determine human behavior. Social engineers use these principles of influence to manipulate their potential victims and induce certain behavior. I will come one by one over there. The 6 principles of influence are reciprocity, consensus, consistency, sympathy, authority, and scarcity. According to the Williams second law, any cyber security issue or problem is directly result of a combination of technological and human factors. There is a formula. Most malware and cyber attacks would not stand a chance without naivety, curiosity, or other human weaknesses, such as the 6 principles laid out in this presentation. According to the Williams second law, CSP equal to TF into MF. CSP stands for cyber security problem. TF stands for technological factor, malware, vulnerability, exploit, which I have discussed in before the minutes. Okay, and MF for the human factor, human behavior. MF, human factor, means human behavior. If we multiply TF and MF, then the cyber security problems will be clear. Now, the first principle of influence which has been done by the victims is reciprocity. The principle of reciprocity means that people feel indebted in some way towards someone who has either done something for them or has offered or give them something without explicitly expecting a return. One possible example is good Samaritan approach. Any picture a scenario where you receive a message at work stating, right? To understand the example, you are working on your workplace and someone is stating that does to something you did, a really major issue was caused. आपने कुछ ऐसा किया है जिसकी वजह से कुछ मसला पैदा हो गया है, but the center claims to want to keep this quiet, और उसको वो ये इस तरह से रिजोल्व करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि आप किसी को बताइएगा नहीं, हम आपके बॉस को नहीं बताएंगे, आपसे मसला बिगड़ा है, हम आपको जो है सोल्व कर देंगे। तो वो उसमें ट्रैप में कोई भी यूजर वो फंस जाता है, फंसने के बाद फिर उसको मिसयूज करना शुरू करते हैं। वो उस प्रॉब्लम को जो अपने बॉस को भी नहीं बताना चाहता और किसी को भी नहीं बताना चाहता, लेकिन उनको बता देता है सोल्यूशन पाने के चक्कर में, और फिर वो उसको मिसयूज करना शुरू करते हैं। दैट इज द रेसिप्रोसिटी प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द इन्फ्लुएंस। The second principle is the consensus. Consensus, it means this is most important. While we want to do something else, we want to collect some opinion from the other people, and then we want to decide something else for the future plan. Okay, it is obvious. It means that लोग बिलीव करते हैं कि यार हमें जो है ओपिनियन कलेक्ट करके ही डिसीजन लेना चाहिए, नहीं तो हो सकता है कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाए हमारे साथ में। In this case, when there is a disaster, cyber criminals often pose as a charities to collect donations. We have seen this most recently in the wake of the war in the Ukraine. Means ऐसे कोई आया कि भाई लिंक आया कि यार यूक्रेन में लोग इतने परेशान हैं, उनके लिए कुछ पेमेंट कर दीजिए इस पे जो है, तो 2-4 से पूछा, हाँ नहीं, इस बात से कोई इनकार नहीं करेगा कि हाँ जो प्रॉब्लम में है उनकी मदद करनी चाहिए। तो इस तरह से भी जो है टारगेट किया जाता है पब्लिक को। The third law of influence is consistency, pertain to the consistency. Consistency It means that actually each and everyone want to follow the honesty, and want to work good in a way of the honesty. So to follow the honesty, we have certain rules and regulation. And while a person is bound with a certain rules and regulation, want to do something good for the community, it means that he she not in the form in the mood of to do out of the particular protocol. Okay. तो इस चीज को वो कैसे करते हैं कि उसने तय किया हुआ कि नहीं, मुझे इसी सेट ऑफ रूल में मुझे काम करना है, ठीक है। उस केस में कहीं ना कहीं उसको उसका मिस यूज करते हैं कि नहीं, इंटीग्रिटी है, इसको आपको जो है ईमानदारी से करना चाहिए, और ये चीज उसको लगता है कि हाँ ये जो कह रहे हैं वो सही है, लेकिन वो सही होता okay. The consistency is based on the fact that we like to act consistently with our previously held views. ओमपाल जी के फोन आ Most people value integrity because of this. We admire honesty and reliability in others, and we try to put this into practice in our own life. Cyber criminals take advantages of this type of the nature of the people and the dedication of the people who is working well in the organization and want to produce something good for the community. This by posing as IT managers and saying they need you to perform certain actions. Okay, now I am getting something else with your Amazon account. You have to share me this type of the information, and a dedicated and knowledgeable and the person who is under the honesty protocol, then it will share the valuable information. Then it would be handed by the cyber criminals. No. This why the consistency principle of the influence to the user or victims. Sympathy. Cyber criminals often use their charms and attraction, and they convince to the user. Really, they realize to the user, we are your good, we are thinking about your good self, and we want to give something else to you because you are a very good person. And these type of the statements to trap the user easily. By appearing sympathetic on the phone, they try to get victims to comply with the request to provide sensitive information. Here, like this, the criminals seem very likable characters that you want to chat with. जैसे ही आप as you think that the person who is convincing me is very better and very honest, and you are going to trust on this, it means that you are going towards the harm, or you are going to trap by the criminals. Something it means that the fifth principle is authority. Authority means as I told you a real example which is happened with me, and the authority in my example, in my case study, the authority was available, and I trust that my authority is saying something else me, and then I did. So that was very wrong. We have to pay attention on this, but I am exploring these type of the points over here because we have to pay attention in future also. Okay, authority. For example, asking him to just transfer an invoice for 15,000 rupees, people tend to comply as the request supposedly comes from a high-ranking person. It means that you trust. Oh yes, my boss is asking something else. I have to do it. It is my fundamental duty to obey my boss. This type of the scenario has been created by the cyber. Very pathetic for the user. Another classic example is criminals claiming to write to you on behalf of your bank. No, I am speaking from your bank branch. I want to know that your ATM card number because I want to transfer some money in your account. These are the some statements which has been passed by the professional cyber criminals, and they want to trap the simple users of the internet. Then people come hunted by them, and they will fool him. The last and sixth principle of the influence to the victim is scarcity. Scarcity means people think that, oh yes, which I I have, it means that there are lack of something else with me, and the people who is telling or talking with me is a perfect man. So in this scenario, एहसास एक कमतरी का जब शिकार होके बंदा फंसता है, तो in this case, this is also an influence to the society as well as the users, which is make benefit to the cyber criminals. When people have the idea that either a certain article in web shop is scarce, or that the time to respond to a certain request very scarce, they are more willing to complain. An example are phishing mails, support from the tax authorities requesting people to respond quickly by clicking on the link, otherwise they risk being fined. कि आपको ऐसी कोई मेल आ गई है, आपको लग रहा है कि साहब ये ITR वालों की मेल आई है, अगर मैंने जल्दी से इस पे एक्शन ना लिया तो हो सकता है मुझे पेनल्टी पड़ जाए. तो दिस टाइप, ये जो डर एक तरह का है, इसमें आदमी फंस जाता है. Thank you. That was the today's discussion, and I hope that you have enjoyed with me with the help of the cyber software concerned problems or solutions with the cyber security and hardware concerned problems and of problems and solutions with the cyber security. And I also discussed the topic over here, how the people make fooled by the cyber criminals. So I hope that the participants will enjoy it with this talk. And now platform is open for you. If any query, then ask me, and I can depend.
Thank you, sir.
Because our next resource person is waiting. And so if anybody have any query, can ask, and then may write the mail to me, and I will defend on the mail also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for guiding us with our knowledge. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I am Adina Khatun. With great pleasure that I introduce our esteemed speaker, Dr. Ompal sir. Dr. Ompal received a BE in Computer Science and Engineering from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Agra, and MBA from IGNOU. MS Research in the field of cryptography from IIT Bombay, and the PhD on the field of cybersecurity from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Presently, he is pursuing a PG diploma program online mode in cyber law, cybersecurity investigation, and digital forensics from National Law Institute, University Bhopal. He has more than 20 years of academic and research experience in various areas of computer science. Presently, he is working as an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science, Central University, North Campus, Delhi. He worked as the scientist at the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. He evolved and worked on research projects of national interest in various areas including cryptography, cybersecurity, national strategy on blockchain, post-quantum cryptography, quantum computing, cyber law, etc. He worked at the Center of Development as a senior technical officer and as an IT resource person in National Thermal Power Corporation. He has published many research articles in international journals and international conferences of repute. He has filed patents on conditional access system and cryptography system. Published book, Unleashing the Potential for Blockchain Technology for Healthcare Industries and Intelligent Cybersecurity for Modern Network. He has also served as the guest editor for the specific issues of international journals. His area of interest includes cryptography, information security, cybersecurity, network security, post-quantum cryptography, quantum computing, blockchain technology, algorithm analysis and design, cyber law, artificial intelligence for cybersecurity, machine learning for cybersecurity, theory of automata, operations research, and mathematics. We are honored to have him here today. Please join me to give him a warm welcome, Dr. Om Palsar.
नहीं है? अरे नहीं, चेक तो करना चाहिए था। ज्वाइन नहीं कर पा रहे, हम सबके साथ प्रॉब्लम हो रही है यार, हम क्या चक्कर है? हेलो जी सर, कनेक्ट हो गए आप सर? ज्वाइन किया आपने? नहीं बस हो गया सर, वो इतना इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे ना 4:10 पे शुरू हो जाएगा, चूंकि वो फिर आपके बारे में। ओके सर, ओके ओके ओके, विद इन 5 मिनट्स। Please wait for 5 minutes. Our resource person is joining us soon. Wait for 5 minutes because due to some assignment in his department in Delhi University, so he is just filling over there and now joining us within 5 minutes. Please press. बोल क्या दिक्कत है? मेरा तो हो गया। हाँ ठीक। गुरप्रीत जी, ये पता नहीं मेरे सिस्टम की स्पीकर क्यों नहीं काम कर रहा है। इसका जो स्पीकर है उसको पता नहीं, मुझे आवाज ही नहीं आ रही है, या तो आवाज तो जा रही है माइक्रोफोन से, स्पीकर का मसला।
रीस्टार्ट कराओ सर इसको, हम चल तो नहीं रहा सच।
चलो जरा चिल्ला।
हाँ तो कराओ इसको एक बार रीस्टार्ट।
उधर से आएगी ना तो आएगी फिर ना। असीम भाई बोलना कुछ ना।
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ampal sir join.
Yeah, join.
Okay. Next sir.
Adina,
How are you, sir? Ampal sir, how are you? Fine.
I'm fine, sir. आप बताइए.
Okay. I am also fine over here.
Very good, sir.
Adina, please introduce our speaker. Adina.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I, Adina Khatun, with great pleasure that I am introducing our esteemed speaker, Dr. Ompal, sir. Dr. Ompal received a BE in Computer Science and Engineering from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Agra, and MBA from IGNOU, MS Research in the field of cryptography from IIT Bombay, and the PhD in the field of cybersecurity from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Presently, he is pursuing a PG diploma program online mode in the cyber law, cybersecurity investigation, and digital forensics from National Law Institute, University, Bhopal. He has more than 20 years of academic and research experience in various areas of computer and science. Presently, he is working as an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science, Central University North Campus, Delhi. He worked as the scientist in the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. He evolved and worked on research projects of national interest in various areas including cryptography, cybersecurity, national strategy of blockchain, post-quantum cryptography, quantum computing, cyber law, etc. He worked as the Center of Development as a senior technical officer and as an IT research person in a National Thermal Power Corporation. He has published many research articles in international journals and international conferences of repute. He has filed patents or conditional access system and cryptography system. Published book Unleashing the Potential of Blockchain Technology for Healthcare Industry and Intelligent Cybersecurity for Modern Network. He has also served as a guest editor for special issues of international journals. His area of interest include cryptography, information security, cybersecurity, network security, post-quantum cryptography, quantum computing, blockchain technology, algorithm analysis and design, cyber law, artificial intelligence for cybersecurity, machine learning for cybersecurity, theory of automata, operation research, and mathematics. We are honored to have him here today. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Ompal, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, good afternoon. Thank you very much for invitation Just I am sharing the slides, then we will proceed. Please allow me to share the screen. Actually, I am getting a message, host disabled participant screen sharing. So please allow me to share the screen.
Sir, allowed.
Okay, thank you. Still, I think not, still giving the same message, host disabled participant screen sharing. Okay, then I'm leaving out, then I will join again, maybe
Yeah,
quit
exactly, sir.
करके-
Exactly.
हाँ,
Exactly.
quit करके दोबारा ज्वाइन करता हूँ, शायद फिर सुना है. It's giving same error. अभी भी same error आ रहा है.
Pal sir, now you are co-host. You can share the screen.
Okay, okay. Just I'm trying now. Yeah. Now it's okay.
Okay, good.
Okay. Okay, fine. So, topic of this topic is cyber security and cyber crimes. So, in this, first we will discuss what is cyber security, and after that, what are the various cyber crimes, and how we can prevent the cyber crime. If any cyber crime happened, then what are the post methods to minimize the impact of the cyber crime. Okay, so first, cyber security. Why we need cyber security? Actually, as we know, if we do any financial transaction, or if we supervise our plants, let's say power plant, gas plant, using SCADA system, then there are many protocols, security protocols. So using these protocols, we manage the plant, and we also manage what should be the optimum fuel input in terms of water, or in terms of coil, etc. So if any intruder increase the supply of the fuel, let's say if the required supply is X, then if any intruder manipulate the supply of the fuel, let's say X to 2X, then there are chances to blast of this plant. So means not only banking, not only in this plant, means in every aspect where cyberspace is there. If we are communicating from to anyone and we are using computers or electronic devices, then definitely we want the privacy, confidentiality, as well as no modification in our on our messages, and also proper authenticate, so we can also can get the that who is the actual sender. So actually cyber security is the need of today. So if we define cyber security, then we can say that cyber security is the practice of defending computers. Simply means cyber security, the practice of defending the cyber space, and this cyber space include everything like the computers, servers, mobile devices, electronic systems, network, data from malicious attacks. It's also known as information technology security, means these are also terms. Okay, so now what is CIA? Actually, in cyberspace, we use three terms: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So, first of all, we want to ensure that our message should be confidential, and this message should be readable only for legitimate user, legitimate recipient. After this confidentiality, next term is integrity. So means there should not be any alteration from any unwanted party. And after that, availability means resources should be available for genuine users, means for legitimate users. Okay, uh, if we talk about vulnerability, threat, risk, then what is the vulnerability? Means uh, we design cyber system. After designing, we implement this design, means after implementation we operationalize this design and implementation. Let's say if there is any vulnerability or weakness, or we can say flaw in this, then there are chances of breaches. Okay, so a vulnerability is a flaw or weakness in an asset's design, implementation, or operation and management that could be exploited by a threat. So first of all, our prime target is to there should not be any flaw in design, there should not be any weakness. Still, if there is any weakness or flaw, then there is always a chance to exploit this weakness. So a threat is a potential for a threat agent to exploit a vulnerability. Okay, then what is risk? We know vulnerability or weakness or flaw. After that, threat. Okay, now risk is the potential for loss when the threat happens. So if the probability of happening this threat is very less, then there are less chance, means there is less risk. What if the scope of vulnerability is more? In that case, the probability of damage, the amount of damage will be more. So means risk equal threat into vulnerability. So it means there should be minimized value of vulnerability and threat. Okay, so if we talk cyber crime, okay, what is cyber crime? Cyberspace is a domain characterized by the use of electronic and electromagnetic spectrum to store, modify, and exchange data via network system and associated physical infrastructure. So overall, this is the cyber space. Okay, if we talk about the cybercrime in term of legal term, then the term cybercrime can be defined as an act committed or omitted in violation of a law forbidding or commanding it, and for which punishment is imposed upon conviction. So rules and regulations means acts or we can say punishment on cyber crimes, it varies country to country. So actually, every country defined the crimes, and according these crimes, country prepare the laws and act for these crimes. So there are many bodies are working all over the world. In India, if we talk in India, then ISET, Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, under Ministry of Electronics and IT, it's working on emergency response on this cyber crime, and this certain also issues advisory on regular basis for preventing the cyber crimes. Okay, so now if we talk what are the basic cyber crimes, then these are few basic crimes. Cyber stalking is a crime in which the attackers, without being detected, harasses a victim using electronic communication such as email, instant messages, or messages posted to website or discussion group. So this is the cyber stalking. If anyone is harassing to any other person, so this also comes under crime. Hacking is the gaining of access, wanted or unwanted, to a computer, but the intention of hacker is not to damage the system or computer. The intention is to get the data.
Ampal sir, sorry for interruption. Ampal
Okay.
sir,
Yeah, please.
सर प्लीज इसको आप ना फुल स्क्रीन मोड में ले जाइए, और इट वुड बी बेटर टू शेयर द वीडियो आल्सो सर, प्लीज.
अच्छा, वीडियो मैंने तो ऑफ नहीं किया है अपनी तरफ से.
अच्छा, ओके सर, बट
ठीक है, मैं देखता हूँ. ओके, वीडियो ऑन है. ओके, जस्ट मैं फुल स्क्रीन मोड में.
ओके, वीडियो नाउ ऑन, एंड प्लीज योर स्क्रीन शुड बी इन द फुल स्क्रीन मोड.
ओके, जस्ट अभी एक सेकंड.
ओके सर.
अभी ठीक है, अब ठीक आ रहा है.
It's okay now. It's okay now.
Okay. Okay. So just we were talking about hacking. So actually, the here the intention is to get the information, gaining the access of the computer, and viewing, copying, or creating data without the intention of destroying data or maliciously harming the computer. So other than this, email spoofing is the creation of email messages with the forced sender address, and in this sender use the tool, and using the tool he or she create the millions of email and do the spoofing. Then bot networks is a collection of compromised computer, often referred to as zombies infected with the malware that allows an attacker to control them. So first attacker compromise few systems, and after compromisation, these compromised systems also helps to attacker to compromise other system. After that, phishing, malware, we will talk these in detail in next slide. Okay. So here after this credit card, debit card fraud, spam, defamation, then cyber terrorism. So actually here there is a difference between hacking and cyber terrorism. In hacking, the intention of hacker is not to destroy the data or destroy the computer, but in cyber terrorism, the intention is to destroy the completely computer and system of opponent. Okay, so now if we talk about the phishing, then common phishing messages include pretending to be a bank or government institution, asking for personal detail to be urgently verified. Okay, pretending to be a manager and asking employees to make payment into a fraudulent bank account, or sending the link of any fake website. And let's say if any intruder sends a link hdfcbank.com, but here at the place of A, he is using alpha. So BANK, here he is using B alpha NK, or any other letter, any other symbol. Actually, in German, there is another letter which is much similar to A. So if any intruder use similar URL and it is looking just a true or original URL, then by sending such link to any receiver, and if any receiver use this link or open this link, and if he providing the information on this link, then intruder get the all detail of this sender. And after getting the detail, let's say user ID, password of any bank, then he can transfer his money to any other account. So this is called the phishing. So other kind of this, intercepting a business email conversation with a supplier and asking for payment to be made into a different bank account. Message saying you have won a competition and need to provide bank detail to access the prize. Cyber criminals often add urgency to phishing messages to encourage you to act early. So always, if there is urgency in the message, then always check once whether it is true or not. Actually, if there is any urgency, then there is a chance of this phishing attack. If you click on a link in a phishing message, it will usually take you to a fake website. So there are many other examples. Let's say if any intruder calls to a jeweler and he said that he is unable to visit his shop and he want to transfer the money online, and please send this one chain on this address, then and please give the bank account detail. So let's say jeweler provide his bank account detail, name of the bank, let's say PNB, after that branch and his account number. So after that, if intruder prepare a message just like bank sends to their customer, and he just send the message for crediting 40,000 on this particular account to the jeweler. Now, actual message, the content of the message is same, but here originator, or you can say the sender is different. Here sender is not the bank. So if in hurry jeweler does not verify the origin of this message, does not verify who is the sender of this, then he can get the loss by this phishing. So how to prevent the phishing? Check the sender detail in the message, as it could be a spoof email pretending to be from a genuine person. Look for spelling alteration in the name, email address, or website domain. Check for grammar and spelling error. Generally, these intruders are not so much literate, so there is a chance of errors. Generally, bank doesn't do these kind of errors. Okay, so if the message includes a link, hover over it, but don't click, so that you can see the preview of the site it is sending to you to. Next, a legitimate company will never ask for your national insurance number or PIN number or any account number, etc. If there is any call from bank or any other agency, then simply visit there. Don't believe on them. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Hackers will try to hook you in irresponsible offers. Okay, check your business account, bank accounts often, so that you spot any unusual activity. So these are a few tips you can use for preventing the phishing. Okay. After that, what is malware? Malware is a malicious software that can destroy, damage, or exploit computers or computer systems. So actually, there are few types of malware like virus, worm, Trojan horse, spyware. So just we will talk one by one. So virus. A virus is a malicious software that attaches itself to a computer attachment or a file. It stays dormant until the attachment or file is opened or used. It can then spread throughout your computer system, causing damage and data loss. So actually, this is the virus. Actually, virus just this is a code, or you can say this is simply program, and it stays in your computer. And if you click on this any link or attachment, then जब आपने कोई लिंक या अटैचमेंट पर क्लिक किया तो फिर ये आपके सिस्टम में डाउनलोड होता है. सो ऑलवेज बी केयरफुल, डोंट क्लिक ऑन एनी अनवांटेड लिंक. ओके. Virus can be spread by scam emails and text messages, attachment and internet and app download. So a sign that your computer has been infected by a virus, it runs slow, or program take a long time to open. It regularly freezes or program crash. You get unexpected pop-up window that encourage you to visit unusual website. Unknown program start when you switch on your computer. Email that you have not created are sent from your account. So if anything is happening from these, then this is a sign of malware. So be careful. Okay. Next, worm. So a worm is a malicious software that replicates itself. Actually, virus does not replicate itself. It harms the computer. What worm this replicates itself and spreads from computer to computer. Unlike virus, worms do not need to be attached to a computer program to do the damage. They work silently and infect device without the user's knowledge. Actually, here networking protocols are also used. So from one computer to another computer, these worms spread. Okay, worms can delete or change files, take up hard drive space, and allow hackers to seize control of your computer and steal data. Worm can spread throughout vulnerable software such as via link in scam email and text messages. Okay, so to detect if a worm has infected your computer, these are few symptoms. Check your hard drive space. A worm replicate itself, so it means it can consume a lot of space on your hard drive. So they take up free space on your computer. So if there is a space consumption, then it indicates the malware activity. If your computer is running slow or program keep crashing, and check if any file are missing which a worm may have removed. It's important that business have up-to-date virus protection software. Don't put off making update to software such as Windows. These updates often stop newly discovered virus or vulnerability. So always keep your antivirus your system updated. All patch should be installed. If there is any new bug or any weakness, then companies releases their software to fix these bugs. So always update your apps and software. Okay, after that, ransomware. Actually, ransomware, this is the in this criminal encrypt your data so that you can't use your system or data, and after that they will demand the money. So cyber criminal use ransomware to lock a device or steal information. They then demand a ransom to restore access or return the information. Payment is usually demanded as a cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, so that nobody can catch them easily. and uh, actually it's not guaranteed that after getting the money they will return your access of your system. Ransom can spread in various way. Method of include the malicious link in the email or using infected USB flash drive. So always use updated software to tackle these ransom. Okay, so there are few categories like the crypto where a user is blocked from accessing their data and files a ransom is then demanded to restore access. Scareware, fake software appears to be genuine antivirus software. The hackers claim they have found problems and ask for a payment to fix them. So actually these are the scareware. First they will scare you. After that they will demand money and they will say that they will fix the problem. And after that, doxware, criminals steal sensitive personal data such as photographs and threaten to publish it online if a ransom is not paid to them. So don't upload unnecessary photos, picture, videos on social media. If it is required, then only to update. So actually, these photographs and videos can be used for harmful activity. So don't upload unnecessary information on social media and in any means. So if anyone asking your name, then only simply you should provide your name. There is no need to provide the mobile number, gender, date of birth, etc. So this is a thumb rule. Only give the minimal information if it is required. Sign of ransom include new file extension are added to the end of your file name. Your computer is logged with a message demanding a ransom. Okay, next spyware. Actually, this is the just like a spy. It remains in your system. Spyware is a malicious software that infiltrates your device and monitors your activity silently, and you will not notice. Criminal can then steal your login, password, and create credit card information, etc. Spyware can speed by clicking on link in scam mail, downloading fake software, clicking on pop-up window, etc. Spyware can also be packaged with the real program. Generally, in games, online games, sign that your computer has been infected by spyware. It runs slow or program keep crashing. It keep running out of hard drive. You get pop-up windows encouraging you to visit unusual website. Antivirus not working. Trojan horse. Trojan horse is also a piece of code, and a Trojan horse is a code or software that looks legitimate but can control of your computer. A backdoor Trojan allows fraudsters to access your device. They can then steal, change, or delete data. Actually, this is the weakness. If there is any weakness in design and there is any loophole, then this backdoor entry means by using this backdoor entry, any Trojan horse can be inserted. So a Trojan horse can also contain other types of malware, including ransomware and spyware. So sign that a computer has been infected. It runs usually slow. It keeps running out of hard drive. You get pop-up. These are the symptoms. Okay. After that, distributed denial of service attack. Actually, in that confidentiality, integrity, availability. Availability, if resources are not available to the legitimate users, then this kind of attack is called the denial of service attack. So if more than one computer are contributing to this attack distributively, then this is called the distributed denial of service attack. So here attackers use botnets, means compromised computer of the network to attack, to send more spoof mails and other attacks to the network. Okay, so sign systems are running usually slow. You cannot open files. You cannot access particular website due to this denial of service attack. Severely reduce the internet speed. Okay. Other than these, there are few other types of attacks like the intellectual property crimes. If anyone steal the copyright, patent, any other thing, if anyone is using copyrighted material without the permission of the owner, then this is all the intellectual property uh, theft attack. Cross-site scripting, if there is any attack on client-side attack by injecting the code like the SQL injection. So here uh, data can be changed uh, at client side. This is called the SQL injection attack. Then child pornography, adult pornography, any transmission of sexual content is a criminal offense. So don't transmit or distribute any kind of this material on internet. Okay. So now, if we talk about what are the basic steps for this hacking or this criminal activities? So actually, there are few steps. First step is uh, gather the information. Means if any kind of information available on the internet or on in any other means, so try to collect maximum information about the target. So this is the first step for any attacker. Attacker first collect the all possible information about the target, and after collecting the information from social media and from any other media, after that next page is scanning and enumeration. Then they scan the target by using different cyber security tools like the nmap, hping or any other. So by using these tools, they figure out that what is the operating system on the server side or at the target, what are the port uh, opened port on that server, and uh, what is the version of this operating system. So if any attacker can get the can guess the operating system version of that operating system, then automatically he is able to know that what are the possible weakness of this operating system is or of this version of this operating system, what are the flaws in design of this version of this operating system, and after that he can plan the attack on these weakness, and after that he can also perform scans for getting the knowledge of the topology, what are the routers, and how systems are connected in the network, and where is for firewall, etc. So this is the gathering of the technical information. After first establish to gather the social information, after the technical information, and if after getting the sufficient information, then perform the attack on the target, then gaining the access, exploitation, and after that maintain the access, and finally clearing the tracks. It means finally clear the trails so that again attacker can perform the attack on this network. The last step is to so that no one can recognize that if anything has happened to this network. Okay. So a platform for ethical hacking, actually generally to learn about the ethical hacking and how these criminals perform the attacks. So for ethical point of view, Kali Linux is used to exploit many vulnerabilities. So by using Kali Linux, anyone can learn about the attacks. So simple stuff, first download the VirtualBox and install it. Actually here just better don't install the Kali on your system, so that you may lose your data completely, or your system may misbehave. because you are going to perform the attack. And one more thing, it is not advisable to perform the attack on any internet or any system without the written permission. If you want to help to any organization about the finding the weakness and what are the possible point for attack for that organization want to know, and if that organization permit to you, then simply perform the attack and prepare the report, and then you can inform that organization these are the possible weakness, weak point, so please improve these points. So in that case it's fine because you are getting the written permission, but without permission don't do this, because then this is the crime. So after that, go at osboxer.org. Then from this you can download the image of the Kali Linux and you can learn the basic. Okay. Now next, Google Docs means in Google simply we search and we get a lot of information. Now let's say if you want to search a particular document, means .pdf, then simply type in title or in URL, then colon PDF, then you will get only PDF files. So if you want to search all detail, means all URL in which there is a term login, then simply search in URL colon login, then you will get the all relevant sites which contain the login word. So other than this, there are sites like exploit-db.com. So here you will get the database means of all already exploit done, so till date. So you can get the detail of this exploit, who performed this exploit, and what is the code and other thing. So from this database you can get the lot of information. After that, other search engine, actually there are many other search engine also other than Google, like that DuckDuckGo, Bing. So you can also perform a search on these engines. This DuckDuckGo doesn't store your information. Okay. After that, let's say if you want to see about a particular website, what was the content before 10 years on a particular date, then simply go at archive.org, then enter the website of that particular website. After entering that website, and then you will get the choice of year. So simply select any years, after that month, and on date. Then if you click on that particular date, then you will get that website. Means let's say if you want to check what was the content in 2015 on 14 Feb 2015, then simply enter that URL on this archive.org, select the 2015, then select the 14 Feb. So then you will get the data of that date. And after that, you can also check on a particular date what changes was done on this website. After that, fishtank.org, here you can check what are the fake website. So you can also check the fake website on this URL. After that, there is a whois.sc for reverse IP lookup and other detail. Means let's say if you enter here amazon.com, then you will get the all detail, who is the, what is the server, where it is located, what is the IP address, and what are other hosting entry on this server. Means you will get all the details. So actually there are many tricks as well as many tools for performing these attacks. Next, httrack. Okay, this is the website copier. Simply you can enter the name of the website on this httrack.com. Then by using this, you can download a particular complete website on your system, and offline you can view and visit every page of that website without knowing others. So this is the website copier. Nmap, this is the scanning tool. Wireshark, this is the protocol analyzer. Sodan.io. By using this, you can get the detail of all CCTV, webcam, etc. And if you select a particular city, country, and area, then you will get the what are the routers, what are the webcam, CCTV at a particular area and city. So actually, this is also the dangerous. Next, website watcher. Trackly tool is used to monitor the site for any change. So this is the website watcher tool. So if you use this tool, then you can watch any website. If any change is happening, then you will get the alarm or notification that this is the particular change for this for today. So this is the website watcher. After that, password database. There are many tools. By using these, you can also create the list of passwords. Let's say there is a crunch tool, and here this is a command, minimum 4 letter, maximum 6, and password should contain letters A, B, C, D, 1, 2, etc. So if you run this command and then simply run and leave this, and next day or after 2 days, when this all possible passwords are generated, and these passwords will be listed in this password dot list. So now you can use this list for password purpose. So automatically you can use one by one. So if there is any match, then you will get the access of the device. So actually, I'm not encouraging you to use these commands and tools for performing the hacking activity, but only just you should know what are the criminal acts and how these criminals do these illegitimate activities. So just you should know better, so that you can prevent yourself from these attacks. Rubber ducky, this is a keyword. So if you type anything on this keyword, then this keyword stores everything. So later, if you let's say enter the password, then this keyword will store your password also. So be careful. Don't give your all information at a particular sensitive place or a public place. Next, tools to create rainbow table, artisan, WinArtisan. This is also the tool to create the password. SAM file and Mimikatz. Actually, if we enter any password, then hash of that password is stored in a SAM file in our system. So our system doesn't store the password as it is, but it only stores the hash of that password. So if you log in on a particular system, then first you are giving the input, then after using the hash function, hash is generated, and this hash is matched in the same file. If there is a match, then you are able to log in, otherwise not. So, but there is a tool, it is called the Mimikatz. By using this Mimikatz, you can get the hash from this same file. And let's say by using this hash, if you have a sufficient large database of the password generated, artisan, WinArtisan, etc., then let's say if you create the hash of each password, and if you match hash of same file with the hash of each password, then if there is a match, it means that is the password of this. Hash killer decrypt the hash to get the password. Okay, so actually we talked about the different types of crimes and how these criminals do perform the crime. Now we talk about the what is the penalty, punishment, and how to report these crimes. Actually, in 2000, IT Act was created. After that, there are very many modifications like IT Rule 2008, IT Rule 2011, then finally 2023, and so there are various crimes. So first point is to report any cyber crime to nearest police station. Actually, there is a cyber cell in each police station. So first report this crime to that cyber cell. So if the crime is related to under section 69A, then this is reported to the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology for blocking the particular website. If anyone is uploading any hate material on a particular site, and if this material is against the sovereignty, integrity of India, defense of India, security of state, friendly relations with foreign state, or public order, if there is any hate speech or video, it may destroy the public order, then these sites, these URLs should be blocked under section 69A. So these are few penalties under section 66B, punishment for dishonestly receiving stolen computer resource. Section 66C, punishment for identity theft. Also, there is a section 43A. This is the privacy, right of privacy. So now, actually, according to the Puttaswamy judgment, now privacy is a fundamental right, and it's also included under section 19. So next, 66E, punishment for violation of privacy. 66F, cyber terrorism imprisonment. So these are the few crimes, and for these crimes, there is punishment, money punishment, as well as jail term. So it is better always do any activity on in cyberspace, considering the cyber crimes, and if anything is unethical, it means this is a crime. So better to avoid any unethical activity. So preventive measures. Okay. So if there is any crime, or if we want to learn more, what are the breaches, weakness, latest update, then you can visit on ISAD website. Actually, certain issues advisories on regular basis for common users on desktop security, mobile phone security, broadband internet, USB devices, etc. So you can visit on secureyourpc.in and secure electronics.in, etc. certain in org.in. So here you can get the advisory. So according these advisory, you can save yourself and your systems. So reporting, first steps to report the crime to the law enforcement agency. Matters of cyber crimes are invested by law enforcement agency on registration of FIR. So simply visit the nearest police station, cyber cell, and register the FIR. And after that, these LIA approaches to the certain for getting the technical information on the cyber crime, and after getting the technical detail of these crime, then police acts on these crimes. Okay, so what are the challenges? Cross-border dispute means if there is any provision on a crime in a particular country, means legal provision, then it's not same in other country. So rules in other countries may be different. So this is the challenge. If we want to tackle the crime in other country, then there should be treaty, mutual agreement between these countries. Timely action on crime. If there is any cyber crime, then time is the money. So immediately take the action. If there is any financial fraud, then immediately inform the bank. Encrypted content, ISP, this is the challenge. If there is anything encrypted content, then there is no way to check whether this is the malicious act or activity or not. Awareness of cyber crime and action required. So there is a need to aware the people, aware the public about this crime, and there is a need to educate them so that they can get rid from these kind of cyber crimes. Implementation of regulation, policies, regulating social media content. This is also the challenge. So how you can regulate, make the suitable policy. technical challenge in tracing of the root of crime. If anyone send a hate material on a WhatsApp, and after traversing person to person, finally after 100 steps, if anyone want to trace who is the origin of this video, then it is tough to trace. So these are some technical challenges. Okay, so now we talk about the need of the Personal Data Protection Bill. Actually, recently, Government of India passed the DPDP Act 2023, Digital Personal Protection Act 2023. So actually, government initiated this task in 2017. After that, in 2019, government submitted the report on PDP bill 2019. After that, there were few more changes. Means after sitting around 80 GPC sitting, then new version of this digital personal protection bill. This bill was submitted in Parliament, and finally we got the act. So actually, what is the abstract of this act? What is the main objective of this act? The objective is to provide for protection of the privacy of individuals relating to their personal data, specify the flow and usage of personal data, creating a relationship of trust between persons and entities processing the personal data, protect the rights of individuals whose personal data are processed, to create a framework for organizational and technical measures in processing of data, laying down norms for social media, intermediary, cross-border transfer of the data, accountability of entities, processing personal data, remedies for unauthorized and harmful processing, and to establish a Data Protection Board of India for the said purpose and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. Actually, this is the main objective of this act. So here, I think almost all things are covered to protect the data of any individual, data of any data principal. So right of data principal owner generally consent free. So informed, specific, clear for processing data. If any company is collecting the data, then owner of that data should give her consent freely without without any force. Informed, specific, clear for processing of her data. Okay, notice for collection, processing and sharing data. If any company is using your data, processing your data, then that company should inform to the owner of that data without the consent of any data owner. No company can process that data after this act, DPDP Act 23. Okay, and if there is a need of any data for any processing, then company will request only minimal data for that processing. Means if only name is sufficient for that processing, then company will not request for any other data of the data owner. Right to correction, always owner has the right to correction its data, access and erase. Yeah, access also, but and erase, but not always. Let's say if any criminal want to erase her data from the social media, from search engine, then it is not possible, because in that case, no criminal will be interested for uploading their criminal data on social media and search engine. So after that, right to portability, transfer of data to another fiduciary. So Miss fiduciary is taking care of your data. So always means like the right of portability for your mobile number, you can transfer from Voda to Airtel to Jio, means as you wish. So in same way, you can also port your data from one fiduciary to another fiduciary. So present is present position of regulation data flow. Now DPDP bill is the DPDP Act. This is the reality. Now a lot of data resides outside. So need of mechanism, treaties between other countries. When outside, subject to legal foreign surveillance, US, Patriot Act, China, International Security Law, etc. There is a need for multilateral agreement for regulating cross-border data. Okay, so everything is not advisable or everything is not permitted to transfer the cross-border. So if anything is critical, then this is not permitted to transfer outside. Okay, it will be blocked. If anything is sensitive, if personal data, non-personal data, means there is no or very less restrictions on non-personal data, and there are restrictions on personal data. If anyone want to disclose his personal data, then he can. But if anything is sensitive and critical, then this is not permitted to transfer cross-border. Okay. So finally, so what are the tips for cyber safe? So how we can be safe? Check if you have already been involved in a data breach. So check the strength of your password. Means don't use the same password at multiple places, and your password strength should be sufficient so that no one can recognize easily. If your date of birth is 2000, then don't use 2000 in your password, so that this is easily guessable. So if the length of your password is, let's say, 8 character, and if you are using your date, let's say year 2000 in that, then practically this is not the length of your password 8 bits, means 8 minus 4. Now only your password is 4 bits password. So after that, also avoid common password, trust no one, and don't trust to anyone. Don't share your secure credential to anyone. Secure your device physically as well as cyber using cyber security like updates, antivirus, etc. Think before you click. If you get any link, URL, don't click blindly. First,
डेट
think,
वेट आ गई है कि अभी ऐसे ही है
think before you click. Then set up two-factor or multi-factor authentication. If
तो
single
बंद हो
factor is not
ओके
enough, then use multi-factor like password, then OTP or biometric fingerprint, etc. So that it will give more strength. Check certain updates on regular basis. Keep your system updated. Use firewalls and antiviruses. Avoid online use of debit card as much as possible. Learn about phishing attacks. What are actually these are the social attacks. So better everyone in family should be aware about the attacks. Avoid unfamiliar website. Avoid useless downloads. If it's not required, then don't download it. Stay cautious on social media. If let's say there are many checks on social media, for example on Facebook, if you want to put a check that no one can see your friends, miss one friend to another friend, then you can put these kind of checks as well. Make your data backup regularly so that in case of breach, in case of damage, crash, then you are safe. You can use your backup. Don't use public Wi-Fi without a VPN. Always try to avoid public VPN. Thank you. Now, if there is any question, please.
Dear participants, if anybody have any question, please put your question. Dr. Ampal sir is available among us. I think that there is no query, sir.
Okay, thank you.
If anybody else want something else from the Dr. Ompal, sir, then can write mail also.
Sure, sure.
Hmm. Now,
Thank
thank you
you,
very much,
sir.
sir, to spare the time with us. Now, Adina.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. And today's session ends here. The next session will start tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Okay.